here. See, that is not the way you make those kinds of decisions. Looked at Car and Driver magazine, then Consumer Reports, and then I really wised up, and I called Shahi to come back and tell us when is the right time to get a car, whether your top goes down or not. This is Shahi Kalukian, Mazvo, M-A-Z-V-O, Car Care, Repair Center.
Yes, sir.
And listen, I love the name.
Thank you.
But for the rest of the interview, I'll call you Sean.
There you go.
You've got to answer the questions
Yes.
that we all have. When is the right time to turn in my old one and get a new one?
That's a very good question. First thing, you have to audit yourself and say, do I want or do I need? There are three sides to purchasing a vehicle. It is emotional, captive, and freedom. The emotional part is what makes you buy this beautiful car.
Well, that part I understand.
Absolutely.
Look at this. Look at the lines.
It's gorgeous.
Of this.
It's gorgeous.
And it's a fine company.
Now, if I were to quiz you and say, before you buy this car,
Yes.
tell me what size tire it is, you wouldn't know. No. If I were to tell you what kind of oil did it take,
no,
you wouldn't know.
But it sure is pretty.
It sure is pretty. So you've got to step back and say, do I know what I'm buying? And so once you own the vehicle, the captive part of it is doing the repairs, and as soon as the warranty's out, you now have to pay for the repairs, and you feel like, wow, I'm kind of stuck here. Am I really paying for this or not?
What's the third part?
Third part is basically freedom. You've paid it off, and now you restart the emotional cycle all over again to say, this old thing, I should look for something else.
I know, and they always have just a little something new. It doesn't
Very.
even have to
Wi-Fi,
be a big new transition.
Bluetooth.
Thing, right?
Yeah.
All right. But if I have a new car all the time,
yes,
I have the security of the warranty.
That's true. Very true. And that is when is a really good point, if you save all your receipts, to audit yourself. Go back 3 years, add all of them, divide it by 36 months. You'll know each month what the car is costing you to keep. And if you're under $200 average a month, you know what a new car payment is. There's nothing wrong with the car that you have.
Give me that formula again. If with my repairs and my general
everything,
upkeep, right?
everything, general upkeep, tires, oil changes, even if you go buy air fresheners, anything that's for the car, throw it in a folder and add it up and divide for 3 years, add it up and divide it by 36 months. So for 3 years, you're averaging $150, $200 a month. That's a great vehicle.
Yeah, and of course, your folks,
of course,
you and your associates will always be available.
Absolutely.
Should car repair be
if
necessary.
needed, yes.
You know what, we didn't talk about talking about this, but I want to.
Yes.
And that is, what is the most common thing that people come in complaining about that's wrong with their car? No matter what the model is, no matter where it comes from. Why do they come to Mazvo?
They come to Mazvo because they've been, unfortunately, taken someplace else and they want to be empowered. They come and ask, do I need this? And almost 90% of the time, I tell them you don't need any of this, and I teach them that this is what you need safety-wise, and the rest you can hold off on.
Isn't it kind of sad, though, that there is an industry?
Yeah.
And it's the industry that you represent.
I am the industry,
where
yes.
such a lack of trust
Yeah,
exists.
absolutely.
Purchasing the car.
Yes.
Am I getting a good deal?
Yes.
Am I getting the right deal? And am I also able to trust the repair guy that says, you need this? A guy like me, I don't know.
Absolutely. And one of the biggest reasons is that most of the people in the industry, unfortunately, go in it for the bottom line. I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, I go in it with empathy. I understand your situation, I understand your budget. So I'm here to teach you and empower you that this you can hold off on today, this you can do in 6 months, and that you could do next year.
I know you hear those voices?
Yes.
You know, from across the valley.
Yes.
Into the state of Arizona, maybe even a little into California. They're saying, where do I find this guy? And I asked him the same thing the last time that Shahi was in. I said, how do I find you? I know the city pretty well. He says, you can't possibly miss me because we're right near.
I am just 100 feet south of Xavier on 7th Street in Highland on the west side of the road.
And would a guy that close to a Catholic girls' school lie to you? Mazvo
Auto Car Care
Shahi
Center.
Kalukian.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Pat McMahon.